does it say? Testing your broadcast. Yeah. All right. And I am not live yet. All right. There we go. I think I'm live now. And a very good evening, everybody. It is the 5th of July. I'm here with Dee. I hope that you all once again, had a very good 4th of July.
Yeah.
This place almost got blown off the foundations last night. Absolutely insane. Let me make sure this is getting out the other side. Okay, good. That looks good over there. A few things I want to talk about tonight. Going on a road trip can also you can discover things outside. Of course, you see great views.
Mm-hmm.
Today we will talk about that in a bit. Hello, everybody. Uh, you learned some fascinating history,
Yeah.
some stuff that you kind of blew you away today about old Al and Iselton and Ileton. And hey, Tess, how are you? Hello, everybody. But it also gives you a chance to to reflect on yourself and things like that.
Yeah.
And recently, many of you know I was been mired in this controversy about a hangout years ago with Tara, where I got tooted up and things got a little out of control, and we were talking about movies and things, and I dropped the N word on the Hangouts. And I had a big chance to reflect today. This morning I had done a video. I'll get to the side chat in a little bit. I had done a video, and reflecting back on that time, I thought to myself, well, I sure remember what happened that night. And then later today, when I was driving along I thought to myself, I finally came to the conclusion, no matter what happens on a hangout, you can say what you want about being goaded by a side chat. You can say what you want to say about booze. You can say the combination of all things, but at the end of the day, you've got to be responsible for the things that come out of your mouth, no matter what. You shouldn't be doing that live stream. So I thought about this today. I gave it a lot of thought. I listened to some of the videos that were posted in response to that. And I really feel like it's important tonight to tell you guys, that was something that should not have been said. Those words should have never come out of my mouth under penalty of torture and death. But the fact is that they did. So I want to take this opportunity to apologize for that and tell you that that was something that, to my grave, I will regret on YouTube. And I'm not going to sit here and make excuses about that night and what happened, because at the end of the day, it's called personal responsibility and being responsible for what comes out of your mouth. And hello, everybody on the side chat. Good to see you. Having said that, and I do sincerely apologize for the offense in the community. It's out there, and it took place, but it doesn't mean that I don't feel bad about it. It doesn't mean that I've taken hours, as Dee knows, and turned this over in my heart today and given this a lot of thought and a lot of consideration, and a chance to reflect as the miles go by, and kind of turning around and saying, at the end of the day, I've got to be responsible. I'm the one that responds to what goes on the side chat. I'm the one that allows myself to get triggered to a point where stupid things and ignorant things come out of my mouth. Thankfully, 12,000 videos, for me, it's a rare thing that occurs, and I'm happy about that. There's really not a racist bone in my body when it comes to YouTube, and being transgender and you can relate to this because Diane being trans,
Mm-hmm.
you really do see the world in an incredibly different way than what I would call, say, the straight world does. And if you don't think it makes an impact when you hear yourself dragged on the nightly, misgendered, called a he monster, and worse, and the clown makeup and whatever. The bottom line is, in our world of 2020, it really doesn't have a place. We just celebrated the 4th of July and the values, and you and I listened to some speeches and things on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And with liberty and justice and equality for all, no matter what your walk of life, no matter what your gender, no matter what your color, no matter what your gender identity is, one of those American values that we hold so dear is this basic equality among American citizens here. So I've determined to go forward and continue living the best life I can in the community by putting up content and continuing to make a place where everybody is welcome and can share their lives, can share their stories. I don't feel the need to be tearing people down to have positive chats. I haven't felt the need to misgender people and poke fun of people here on YouTube. So I want to assure you that I took a lot of time to think about myself in the context of what happened years ago and the kind of person that I am today. And I am grateful that I am a more considerate person when it comes to other cultures, other people. And being transgendered is exactly the thing that has put me right on the third rail of understanding how it is to be different in society and how people view you. You know, I don't often discuss it on YouTube. I've certainly been the brunt in real life of things that have occurred to me because of my gender identity. But in each and every one of those cases, especially over the years that I've been on YouTube, each one of those events has driven into my mind that we still have far to go in America in terms of our acceptance. Not special treatment. I've always said that. None of us are special in this nation. None of us are special on earth. We're born the same way. We die the same way. When we draw our last breath, we all go. But the big question is how we relate to life in the meantime. Not with requests for special treatment. I need special legislation to do things, but by just having the basic equality that everybody enjoys in this country. And hello to the side chat today. Good to see you. So once again, I certainly apologize for that. I'm not going to double down on excuse making and all that of booze and trolling on the side chat and goading. I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna take responsibility for it and redouble my efforts to make sure my little part of YouTube. I can't control other people that evidently get a free pass on anything that they put out in the way of misgendering and hatred. I can't control that. I choose not to watch it. I choose not to be a part of it. But at the end of the day, I'm also a human being. And I have feelings too. And I'm very great at burying my feelings. And, there's nights that I'm sad in life. And there's most of the nights I'm happy. But it's a life that I have to live because it's who I am. And I took, especially over the last year or two, listening to Stellar Joe and some of his talks and discussions about what are you doing to to take responsibility for doing things better within your own life. And I've tried mightily to strive towards doing that on YouTube, to being the best person I can in the community by staying away from negativism and pursuing a positive path on YouTube. It hasn't always been easy. Like I said, I'm a human being. night after night to hear yourself bashed around like a pinata at a festival. It's not an easy thing to cope with. But what is the alternative? Live your life. I can't change hearts and minds, but I can change myself. And I can put myself squarely back on path and said, Rosie, said to myself, you did wrong. Don't make excuses. Own it. And, determine that you're going to be a better person. And that's exactly the way that I feel today. Now, I want to also mention Missy Jenn because unfortunately, because people don't see Missy
Johnny
Jenn.
Watt.
Hey, Johnny Watt, how you doing? Because people don't see Missy Jenn around here on the Rancho, they have a right to question, where is Missy Jenn? But when Missy Jenn specifically asks me, Rosie, please keep my whereabouts confidential. You know what? I do that. I don't break confidences in life. I don't turn around and share gossip on YouTube. You don't see me in green rooms with postings in green rooms that later come to light talking crap about people. When people ask me to keep, if I can keep the confidence, I do. Now, as far as YouTube is concerned, an individual has the right to their privacy, the right to live their life as they want. And like I said, if somebody tells me, Rosie, I just want to have you respect this confidence, I respect the confidence. Now, as far as YouTube is concerned, nobody here knows whether Missy Jenn is out seeking an experimental treatment for multiple sclerosis. Could be. Whether she's visiting family, whether she's in Germany, it's up to Missy Jenn and only Missy Jenn to reveal what she chooses to reveal. But yet she gets hoisted up as a pinata too and beat around a little bit, sadly. And she's certainly been and is one of the nicest people on YouTube. So please value her respect for privacy, her life. No matter what you think about the road that Missy Jenn has traveled, you know nothing of the life, the pain, the daily pain, and the daily struggle she goes through, and the way that she puts a brave, non-complaining face on her life. I knew Missy Jenn for a year before I ever met her for the first time. I had no inkling that she had primary progressive multiple sclerosis, which is incurable, which leads to early death in most cases, increasing lack of mobility, wheelchair bound, eventually bed bound, and eventually death. We can certainly look at the case of Annette Funicello and her agonizing death from multiple sclerosis. There's things that have never been shared here. There's been, the many nights where I've had to get Missy Jenn off the floor and literally almost lift her back into bed. And she's not a small person. But she's like, Rosie, I don't want people to know. I like to live my life in quiet and have the privacy. So I kind of hope that people can respect that, stop the speculation. The big question that should be asked is Missy Jenn happy? And the answer is a resounding yes. It's very hard to live the life that she has lived. It's been hard to be as public as I am and somebody as private as Missy Jenn is. Sometimes it's she had a lot of give to her in sharing what she did in her life, but I'm still amazed that for a year I never even knew that she had a disability because she never once mentioned it on YouTube. She's never used it as a crutch on YouTube, and she's gone forward as a positive person in life who doesn't have anything negative to say about
I don't think
anyone.
I've ever heard her say anything negative.
So she's one that I would like. I wish I was his. I wish I had the heart, the mind, and the spirit that Missy Jenn does. And if you're a person that's her friend, count yourself very grateful. So let Missy Jenn tell her own story in her own time of the life that she wants to, the life that she wants to live, and in the way that she wants to live it. She is exceedingly happy. Okay, that's what I can share with you, and eventually she will share how her life is, what she's doing, whether she's vacationing, seeking experimental treatment in Germany. It's up to her to let people know. In the meantime, it might be nice not to make her life more miserable and compound the struggles that she has on a daily basis. She didn't fake her. She didn't fake her illness. She's lived that terrible thing, blindness, had to learn to walk again, struggle back, and these infusions really gave her new hope
New
that at
quality of
least,
life.
yeah, new quality of life, that at least the degeneration could slow down and the progression could be slowed down. So maybe medical science could advance that cure to be able to put sheathing back on top of nerves and allow her to live the full life that many of us take for granted. So I want to say hi to everybody on the side chat. I just wanted to put those messages out because they were important today, particularly the first one. And like I say, there's things that I've regretted on YouTube, and this will be certainly something that I always regret the current controversy. But as far as Missy Jenn is concerned, give her the privacy that she has a right to in life. Think about her, say a prayer for her once in a while. I've watched the struggles on a daily basis. I had to help bathe Missy Jenn, and you know, even went so far as to rip out the tub and put in a roll-in barrier-free shower so that she could use that without having to lift up her legs. She's come a long way, but make no mistake about it. She does not have a great prognosis in life, and she lives with that every single day. So again, please give her the privacy that she is entitled to. Okay, I think that's her right to have that. As far as the other is concerned, let's try to make YouTube a more positive experience where we can. Let's stop degrading people because of gender and because of the gender that they identify, or as you may believe, misidentify with. Be a person that's positive and supporting of just what happens within a chat room or in life or on the phone. That's how I think we can all contribute to make our society so much better than it is, and I certainly hope we move in that direction. Yeah. Um, so yeah, definitely wanted to put that out. It's been in my mind. It's going to be in my mind for quite a while. It's chalk it up another one of my stupid, regrettable moments on YouTube. But a couple changes out of that. Number one, I rarely touch that back there anymore. That's not really part of my programming. Moonshining's not part of my programming anymore, and doing the things that I used to do. Precisely because I need to be more in control of what comes out of this big fat mouth of mine. So I made subtle changes in my life, but meaningful changes too. Doing away with long, 6, 8 hour drink fests and hangouts and things like that. Yeah, Craig, good to see you. Charla, Lisa, everyone else. Yeah, Johnny Wad, good to see you back. Good to see you back again, and thank you to my moderators too. It's
It's
not
been
the
a while
easiest.
since Johnny Wad's been
Yeah, it's
around.
been quite a while since Johnny
Hope he's
Wad
alright.
has been around. So just wake up every day, try to make life a more positive experience. I know I know I feel like singing to dream the impossible dream, but it doesn't mean that we're excused from trying. So I'm certainly going to pledge myself to continuing to stay positive and continuing to do the things that entertain and don't entertain on a negative way here on YouTube. Entertain by bringing the very best content that I'm able to bring. Which brings me to the third topic tonight. Besides a day of reflection for me to be out there and think and listen to what people posted about things and to take that to heart, it was also a day of incredible sightseeing
It
for
was.
us.
And I really appreciate you taking me
Yeah.
along. It's been a wonderful day.
We had a 200-mile round trip today. I appreciate that, High Watch. Thank you very much. I'm far from the greatest, as has been amply demonstrated on YouTube. But the question isn't where you were. The question is where will you be when it is all said and done. So thank you very much. Hey, Pig Boy, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you, High Watch. It was an incredible today. It was an incredible day today for us. I will tell you now, we took the opportunity to explore the Sacramento Delta country today.
A little bit of
It
wine
did
country.
little wine country. We saw some incredible sights today. Um, it's hard to really put it in perspective. It was the perfect blend for me of wonderful history in the towns that we went through. Spectacular scenery. It had everything. It had Old West. It had old Asian communities. It had rivers. It had boats. It had fishing. I mean, it had everything.
Everything.
Everything. It had everything under the sun today that you could want to uh, to be put together. It's going to require a massive amount of editing. We ended up going through three towns and four towns and focusing on three today. So I think that
A lot of
you
choo-choo.
will. Yeah, thank you, Jackie. It. I hope that you won't be disappointed. It was really uh, gruesomely hot out there in the Delta, in the flat country out by the river and the levees over there. The sun was harsh today. It's not the best time to take videos and do touring, but you got to work with what you have. And I think the product will be worth it. Thank you, Mark. My goal is if you felt like you were riding along with us and seeing the things that we saw and putting things in a cinematic framework and plenty of discussions of history too. Interesting people today.
Yes, yes.
Talk about the people today. How
Very friendly. Everybody we encountered was very nice, very friendly. It's really good.
that's the thing that blows me away. You go to some of these small towns, and some small towns I've been to before. They can be rather closed, not in a negative way, but they're not. They're not used to a lot of visitors tromping through and things like that. But um, these people that you'll see on the vlogs coming up were extremely gracious to Dee and I. They were actually proud. They're like, "Hey, you got to see this too while you're here, and you got to see that." And man, I got to take you upstairs to see.
Yeah, I was so happy. I don't know how many times I had to back up all my footage. I took so much footage today, about 30. I think it was 35 gigs of footage.
Yeah, I probably shot about 100 gigs of footage today. Take care, Jackie. Good to see you. I shot a ton of video today, and it's going to take a long time to edit that. Hopefully, that'll be out tomorrow afternoon. But meeting the people was definitely a high point to me. Tables in front of the door to sell drinks and stuff like that, and you'll ask, "Well, what is that in the back?" "Well, come on in, I'll show you." You know, and
Mm-hmm.
they're so proud of the life in these small communities. That's amazing. Even the people that I encountered that were fishing, that just when I came up happened to catch I'm good luck, right? Just happened to catch a fish. So lots of good life too. Lots of good. You can see D buy the 50-cent donut and
Yeah.
enjoy that. Enjoy that today. So, seeing the side chat here, Patricia, good to see you. Anna G, Craig, Tanya Z, hello, nice to see you this evening. Haven't seen you in a hot minute. I hope you're doing okay. Let's see. Let's see. Cheryl says weird. Hey Bobby, how you doing? Cheryl says weird coincidence last night on the Macy's 4th special. The band The Killers was live from a studio in Katati. Weird timing, huh? Very
Hey,
strange. Alvin says, "Rosie, you do the best. I'm sorry for the hate you received from." Well, Alvin, I'm not gonna blame anybody. Tonight, this morning, I was in a non-reflective place. Being out with hundreds of miles on the road and gone, you really have time as you're going across these golden fields and cows and lambs and rivers and over bridges and back over bridges. You got a lot of time to think about things. Okay, so it's that's the reality of things. I'm just gonna take responsibility for that and consequences for that and accept that. But the main takeaway from me is to keep pushing in a direction of bettering myself and trying to be a better person. Susie says, "Rosie, do you keep eye out for UFOs?" Um, Susie, I'm just like, why can't one just ever just land right in front of me when I got a really good camera and I could just get the world's first great, right? Not some black thing floating across, but the world's first great footage. Yeah, every day is a new day. Every day is a new day. So that word will be added to. Thank you, Scottish. So you can see what goes on. Well, as other people continue to post that at will in the side chat, you can certainly see the downside of the community here. But as far as um, today, yeah, it's going to take a lot of work to put that together. But there's going to be a lot of highlights. We went through the towns. We started in Rio Vista. It was a long drive out. And the funny thing today is that's where I bought the RV. My first RV, the 1974 GMC RV. I remember coming back over that terrible Highway 12 with those rolling hills and bumps. But once you get out to a certain point, it's beautiful. I know Dee's a little nervous when I'm on the levee roads driving out there. The drop-offs are like 30, 30 feet down the 30 feet down the side, and you know, he keeps one eye to the left and watching the wheel. But everything turned out okay. Hey, not good for business. Good to see you. But what a great trip. On the downside, that darn drone, man. that
Man, that gave you some problems today.
I had such a hard time getting that drone airborne, and then when it came down, it said, "Oh, it was about what 50 feet in the air." and suddenly the controller announces, I can't bring it down on an automatic landing. You're going to have to do a forced landing. Well, they don't tell you on a forced landing when it comes down and hits the ground, it's still spinning at high revs, and you go to grab the thing, and all of a sudden,
It wants to take off.
wants to take off again. And these things are powerful, man. And it's like I had to put my hand underneath the blades, and I got nicked on the top by the blade. But we got that thing down. We got that thing down at the end of the day. Hello, Ninth Element. Good to see you. But managed to get that down and managed to do the complete package today. Do the complete package. And if you're for positivity and things, thumbs up or appreciate it, guys. Take a moment to hit that thumbs up button. I'm very proud of my moderators. They do. Yeah, there was some drone. Dude, like, damn, it took
So
the
be
top of
careful,
your...
man. You're gonna chop your thumb off doing that. Let's figure out a different way. And you're like, there is no other way.
There is no other way. It's like you're on manual control. When the thing hits the ground, it's supposed to turn off. But I think I got some good thing. Got some good. I'm not going to do a separate drone flight. It's going to be incorporated into the videos today. So we started in Rio Vista, made our way to Isleton, where one of my earliest videos in June of 2013 was the Isleton Crawdad Festival with the boss and Bobby and Janet. I have real memories of that when we went through town. Interesting, nice lady at the bar, and nice people in town. Ready, willing, and able.
Yes, the lady at the bar was really nice.
Ready, willing, and able to just say, take the videos you want. Just try not to put our customers on the videos, because I like to put people in my videos, and I like to. They add a lot of color to the, a lot of depth to the videos, because they share their life in those towns, and I think that really rounds the experience. We then passed through Walnut Grove. I did not stop to look around Walnut Grove. Just drove through it and had the video rolling, but we ended up in Locke, Locké, which was the oldest totally Chinese started and based community, rural community in the United States. In other words, founded, run, and populated totally by Chinese. They weren't a part of a Chinatown on another city that was their own
It's their
town.
own city.
And you were mind blown by that,
Yeah.
weren't you?
Just I felt like I was in the Wild West.
Felt like you were in the Wild West. Some of the buildings were bulging out, but yet there was a vibrance to the town of modern craftspeople mixed with, the old Chinese schoolhouse and things like that. So I think that you're really going to enjoy that. Yeah, there's Walnut Grove in where Little House on the Prairie was filmed. This is Walnut Grove, California. Anna says, I like when you put people in your videos. It's all about humanity and how that has shaped a town and how they run today. I asked the woman in Locke that had the fountain. She also has a B&B that she runs that Dee must have struck the right notes with her. She gave him the keys to the.
Yeah. Go upstairs, take your time, have a great time. If you need me to talk about something, just holler. I'll be up there. Just go.
She must have liked the cut of his jib or something. Next thing I know, he's up on the second floor. Well, he's calling my name, and I'm like, where's that coming from? Am I getting stream sniped again by somebody? And there he is on the second porch, but. She was amazingly hospitality. Of course, she wants to grow her business and things like that. She has a
she's very kind though.
Very kind B&B. Thank you, Ace. I appreciate it. Enjoys listening to Rosie's knowledge of geography and history. Well, I can tell you one thing, Ace Carson. The Delta country it's in a world so much unlike a city. It's so much unlike like Sacramento or Santa Rosa or San Francisco. It's just a totally different agricultural based lifestyle, and the people are different and different. And I find the people much friendlier. Like, I asked the guy, "Could I video the fish you caught?" "Oh yeah, sure." And they're all
I seem to
very
be
nice.
getting a lot more footage. Like even in Locke, I think that was where I got the most footage. But that was like the smallest town we went to, just because of all these people are so nice. They want you to do it
Hi,
for
Robert.
them.
Yeah, they want you to do it. We just had a Whopper Impossible. I treated D to an Impossible burger. I really flipped out big money tonight to
Hey, those are not cheap.
but there really weren't restaurants open around around in those areas. So yeah. Oh, there we go. There you go, Susie. How sweet. How are the Cornholia numbers? Pretty bad, I think, here, but I think people were just they're in. I don't want to say they're embracing Cornholio, but they're just learning. They're just learning to
No,
live
it's
with
part
it.
of life
So
now. Just gotta be smart about it.
I was telling Dee today that it's less people are dying now. Of course,
Yeah,
better
1%.
therapies, better treatments. But then Dee mentioned, but this thing is tenacious. It hangs on. This virus is right in the heat of the summer. It's still here. And I got to thinking, geez, I hope it doesn't, you know, do a
Mutate to the
real
wrong way.
horrible mutation and become horrific. Yeah, thank you, Missy. I was just talking about today. I wanted to do the Burger King app.
I wish I would have thought about that when we were there. We could
Yeah.
use mine.
Yeah, so I want to do that. Yeah, it's a laid back lifestyle. Thank you, Lisa. $5 from Lisa. Much appreciated there. Hey, BB and John. Good to see you. Welcome aboard. Can't wait to catch up on the goods. There's always something to learn. Some of it's you're gonna be like, wow, that's where that guy came from.
Yes, yes, that was happy
Yeah,
to see. To be
yeah. Don't
fair,
let that
one.
cat out of the bag,
I'm
because
not.
that blew me away. But very another one of the very incredible histories that makes up the whole fabric of the Delta country. They call it the Delta because it's all flat. It would be prone to flooding with the Sacramento River when it runs high, and they built all these huge levees with roads over top of them. Things. How you doing, Debbie? Thank you, Ann. I appreciate it. We try to pull positive and keep the good content
Hey,
coming.
chef.
And if you're enjoying the chat, please take a moment to hit that thumbs up button. It will be most appreciated tonight. Hey, Chef, how you doing? Good to see. Good to see you. Yeah, I love Rosie like a mom. Yay. There we go.
I've heard someone else say that before.
Yeah,
So
the June Cleaver of things. Mm. But I'm excited. It was a long drive. The heat was
I thought it was nice.
no kidding. The heat, but just some of those towns walking around a little, it's like, oh
Yeah.
my god.
Well, our phones were overheating too.
Yeah, the phones were overheating for the videography and things. I know you had to take like a 20-minute time out to just cool
Yeah.
your
Well,
phone.
I didn't even know I was shooting in 4K. I'm going,
Thank you,
no.
Blackhearted. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, sweetie. So that's to give you the guys the update on everything that happened today. Once again, I do want to apologize for my past video appearance and the words that came out of my mouth. I'm not going to fob them off. I'm going to apologize to the community for that and keep moving in a more positive direction. Hey G, how are you? Good to see you. Was there anything? What would you say was the most unusual feature today? What was the thing that you least expected to see on these travels? What's the thing that you thought to yourself, "Wow, I never expected to see this"?
The mansion vineyard.
Oh,
That was just. I've seen it, on movies and on YouTube and other places.
hey,
But to
Rumpelstiltskin.
see it in person was just like mind blowing to me.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But as far as the Delta towns were concerned, the thing that strikes me is how relatively they are isolated from the coastal cities of Oakland
As far as
and
the towns go, it
San
would be
Francisco.
the Western and Restored.
Yeah.
Those buildings are not new. They're not
Oh, they're old. Oh,
remanufactured.
yeah.
It's not something that was just drawn up 20, 30,
Hey,
40
North
years
Shore.
ago. These are over 100-year-old buildings, and you feel like you're in the wild, wild west
They are
with the
definitely,
sidewalk, everything.
if you're in the weathered wood and buildings that are kind of bulging out on
There was a building that really did scare me though. I was like, I don't know if I should be walking by that thing.
I didn't even know if you should walk on the second level of the bed and breakfast up there.
God, trust me, I was kind of tiptoeing, with my 250-pound butt.
talk about potential dry rot. But we lived to tell about the only injury was from the drone blades, just desperate to get in there and pull the battery out so I could stop a runaway drone today. But if that's the least of the injuries today, I'd say we got off pretty good. But to take all of that, which is maybe an hour of shooting video and condensing that down to a half hour, 20-minute video is going to be a challenge, but I'm determined to do the best I can at that. Picking the good music, the best appropriate scenes, and working everything all into a unit. There is no more separate cinematic. There's no separate vlogging. It's all integrated into one show. Oh, excuse me. So with that, I'm going to close it out a little bit early. I'm a little beat tonight. I'm a little road weary.
That sun too, being out all day. Took
Lousy
a lot
roads, the horrors of driving along thin levee roads and things like that. You guys got a lot to look forward to, and with that, I was flying it. But Dee gets as nervous as I, unable to land. I'm like, oh my God, I got to bring it in myself, It's like the autopilot cuts off and I've got to take the manual control, and that's it.
Take it down.
Anyway, I want to thank you guys for being in tonight. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday night.
Everybody.
Your thumbs up on the way out are appreciated. And be well. Thank you. I'm well and behind on videos, but now I'm home. I'll get caught up. All right. Thank you, Amanda. I'm glad you had a good trip into Vegas and Scottsdale and every points in between. Thanks, everybody.